Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's too loud. There we go. Hey, everpeoples. How's it happening today? I hope you are have a good day. I'm too. That's weird. You can see the floor. Why can you see the floor? What is camera and why? Ooh, that was a disturbing look at the reality of the room. Welcome to all of you subs. Subs and dubs. 1 second. Get the chat up over here as well. There we go. Reality is peeking through. My chair is too short. Oh no, GCU, of course I still love you, is Sickmans. Oh, no one likes being Sickmans. Ian's been Sickmans all week. It's bad times. Super bad luck. And I forgot about the stream. I'm in your other window. Let me out. You just scared the shit out of me. God damn. I love it. How many people do I scare every week with that?
It's only this stream too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we come on late and stuff.
Yeah, next time I should just be like, I know what you've done. Just see what happens. So many subs peoples. Subsples. Soupid-booples. Oh boy. Everybody's getting the sick? No. I once left the stream open at my office computer and Checkpoint scared the shit out of my office mate. Yes. Nice. Thanks, Quentin Dreaming. I like this shirt. This is the old Parks Canada logo. Or I guess actually current Parks Canada logo. I don't actually know. Yeah. I know who you are, and I know what you did. I saw what you did. What? We got a Straub up in here. I did not see that. That's fantastic. I should mute my watch, as a phrase I still haven't gotten used to saying. All right, are we ready for checking points? Let us check the points. Recorded live in front of you. It's checkpoint time. Oh yeah, local recording. Let's do that first. Thank you, everybody, for reminding us to record locally. It's always appreciated. All right, let's do it. Make sure the music's all nice and loud. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Today, possibly the only time a great prank has ever involved guns, knives, and skin. This is Checkpoint. Welcome to Checkpoint, broadcasting this week from the same place we always broadcast from. This studio. I should really get out more. Who says video games are just violence simulators? Probably people that haven't seen the really neat emergent gameplay in The Culling. For those not familiar, The Culling is a survival game. 100 players enter a wide open environment, and only one player leaves. Sort of like Battle Royale or The Hunger Games. Except some players are eschewing the killing and setting up as shopkeepers, crafting bandages, trading weapons and other goodies. And while some players do try to gank them and take all their stuff, other players are acting as bodyguards for the shopkeepers to prevent that. It's all very noble and heroic, and better yet, only a few players are complaining that the beautiful seeds of cooperation and commerce are screwing up their killing simulation. Indie-focused gaming storefront itch.io thought it would be a funny April Fool's joke for their competitors at Steam to launch a storefront app for itch.io on Steam Greenlight. To be clear, they thought it would be funny to launch the Greenlight campaign on April Fool's Day. The campaign itself is not a joke. Sure, Valve may not consider itch.io a threat to Steam, but they are competitors, and potentially selling an app for a competing storefront on your storefront has to feel a little weird. This is really going to test Valve's hands-off approach to Greenlight, and if some of the games that make it through their so-called system are any indication, expect to see itch.io on Steam as early as now. Speaking of April Fool's pranks, the Counter-Strike Global Offensive economy is reeling a little bit, anyway, after a prank got away from its instigator. CSGO YouTuber McSkillet released a very convincing video on April Fool's Day discussing a new update in the CSGO marketplace where a player could trade up 10 skins of a specific quality, covert skins in this case, and receive a random knife. Knives in CSGO can sell for hundreds of dollars, and in the video, McSkillet randomly received a knife he appraised at $2,000. At the end of the video, he makes it clear the whole thing was just an elaborately edited April Fool's prank, but people didn't wait around, nor did they independently confirm this news. They just hopped onto the marketplace to buy approximately $30 of covert skins, only to find they had nowhere to trade them in. This caused a brief, massive spike in value for covert skins, and resulted in players spending an estimated $53,000 they wouldn't have otherwise. So let this be a lesson to everyone. Before you run off and buy something, heck, before you even comment, watch the rest of the video first. A new mod for XCOM 2 is making the game a little more like Fire Emblem. Reality Machina's Squad Cohesion mod basically adds the Fire Emblem Fates relationship system to XCOM. The more your soldiers fight together, the more they grow to trust and like each other, and the more benefits they get from being teamed up. Stuff like bonuses to aim, crit, hacking, etc. The sword cuts both ways though. When things go badly, squad mates' trust can go down, and if a soldier dies, their surviving squad mates can receive the negative status Shaken. All in all, it's very cool, but no word on if the mod will eventually include the best Fire Emblem relationship system, the one from Awakening, i.e. where you get to run your own super soldier eugenics program. A pirate World of Warcraft server was given legal papers from Blizzard and will be shutting down. Nostalrius, arguably the most popular of these private servers, was running a classic version of WoW, one no longer supported by Blizzard. With 800,000 registered players and 150,000 active players, this action is leaving many upset and confused. Why shut it down? And why now? The why is really simple. It's against the WoW terms of service. You just aren't allowed to run a server like this. The why now is a little more tricky because Blizzard isn't saying, but assumptions range from Nostalrius getting too big to ignore, or simply that Blizzard's lawyers finally got around to it. It's understandable to be upset, but this is how all these stories too often end, and it bears keeping in mind. Just because they haven't done anything yet doesn't mean they won't, or even that they approve. Unless they outright say they are okay with it, assume otherwise. I agree, it would be cool if Blizzard, pardon me, I agree, it'd be cool if Blizzard just let this be, and I'm not saying don't try cool things, but when it comes to projects that are blatantly against the terms of service, look, I've seen too many fan remakes lose years of work because they thought that silence was tacit approval. The real losers today are any other MMO, because a private pirate server of WoW had 150,000 active players. Holy shit, you guys. Like, no wonder people basically stopped trying to make the WoW killer. WoW can kill itself and still do better. Coming up, Science Combat, a game that previously existed only as GIFs and in the imagination of artist Diego Sanchez, has been made into a real playable product. While the game looks super sweet, I'm concerned about the precedent this sets. There are definitely some GIFs that should not become real under any circumstances. And now, for the benefit of the YouTube version, and now that the video is over, thank you. And you may comment.
You want to redo that?
The biggest story too, yeah. I don't know why I said wizard. I was talking about the magic.
Lazy wizard.
Yeah, Blizzard is wizards. Blizzard and Wizards have big lawyers, and I was talking about the Magic documentary on Twitter this morning, so. Yep. All right. I'm sad I got a phone call during the WoW story and had to mute it. Well, guess what? I'm recording it again because I had a big old flubbers. This is the part of the show where I do things again. For those who are just joined us, we record this for YouTube live and then we talk about it afterwards. So now for the benefit of the YouTube version, let's do that story again. A pirate World of Warcraft server was given legal papers from Blizzard and will be shutting down. Nostalrius, arguably the most popular of these private servers, was running a classic version of WoW, one no longer supported by Blizzard. With 800,000 registered players and 150,000 active players, this action is leaving many upset and confused. Why shut it down? And why now? The why is really simple. It's against the WoW terms of service. You just aren't allowed to run a server like this. The why now is a little more tricky because Blizzard isn't saying, but assumptions range from Nostalrius getting too big to ignore, or simply that Blizzard's lawyers finally got around to it. It's understandable to be upset, but this is all too often how stories like this end, and it bears keeping in mind. Just because they haven't done anything yet doesn't mean they won't, or even that they approve. Unless they outright say they are okay with it, assume otherwise. I agree, it would be cool if Blizzard just let this be, and I'm not saying don't try cool things, but when it comes to projects that are blatantly against the terms of service, look, I've seen too many fan remakes lose years of work because they thought that silence was tacit approval. The real losers today are any other MMO, because a private pirate server of WoW had 150,000 active players. Holy shit, you guys. And then, da-da-da-da-da, outro. Nostalrius was running, by the way, it wasn't until I said it out loud that I got the name, Nostalrius, because it's nostalgia, Nostalrius. Anyway, they were running 1.12, so just before Burning Crusade, I think. Yep. So, there you go. Oh wait, hang on. Wow. Wait, don't turn this one on yet. Oh, you're. I was adjusting it.
Well, fine then.
You moving levers and adjusting them. Are we out of the time loop yet? Oh man, I just watched my favorite episode of Next Generation last night. Cause and Effect.
Mm-hmm.
I just really like that episode. It's the time loop.
Oh right, and then where like Data starts trying to like send himself messages.
Yeah, it's the pre-title, like the pre-title sequence is like 25 seconds long. It comes in right in the middle of like a red alert and everything's going to hell, and then Picard yells all hands to abandon ship, and then the Enterprise explodes.
Yeah.
And then it goes to opening titles, and you're like,
short episode.
huh? It's so good. Is that the one with Captain Kelsey Grammer? It is.
Groundhog Day before It might not actually have been before Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I actually don't know. But.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Wait. I forget.
Did he just say, just watched my favorite episode next night? Tomorrow, I watched my favorite episode. Starshock 2002, yes, kind of. We do talk about what happened the next day on the next episode of Sidewalk Slam, which I am currently editing. Captain Ender, I agree, that is a great episode. Wasn't that the season opener? Nope, it's mid-season. I have the Blu-rays, and that disc has, oh, God, what a slog. You got to watch Ethics, and then you have to watch...
I have no idea what that episode is, but just hearing the name makes me... It's like, that is a terrible name for a TV show.
Yeah, Ethics and The Outcast. Ethics is the one where Worf gets paralyzed, and some, like, fancy doctor comes in and wants to, like, give him totally, like, woefully untested fancy new spine. Like, they take his whole spine out and then clone it and then put, like, a tube of goo in his back and it grows a new spine.
Cool.
It's okay. Like, that episode's all right, but it's, you know, it's like, well, Worf, you're paralyzed. And he's like, okay, cool, I'm going to kill myself. And Dr. Crusher's like, don't. Please don't. And then the other doctor's like, I'm going to give him totally untested thing that could kill him. And Dr. Crusher's just like, I'm so confused by what's going on here. And then the Outcast is the race of non-gendered aliens that are a thematic stand-in for any sort of LGBTQ acceptance.
Mm.
But it's like Riker's such a space playboy that he gives this woman a gender, basically. They're a race that have to their mind, evolved beyond having binary gender. So they procreate by inseminating a fibrous husk.
Ooh.
Yes.
But it turns out that they just haven't met the right person yet. And Riker is the right person.
So it on a surface level, it seems very much like that. Which thankfully the episode actually treats it much better. I hadn't seen it in a while, and I was like, oh no, how's this gonna go? It actually went way better than I thought. And her character had been that way basically since she was born. But it's certainly, until there's more development, it certainly comes across like, I had no gender until I met Riker, and then bam.
Not a lot of beards on the genderless planet is probably what it was.
No, definitely not, yeah.
Anyway.
So, gaming news? I don't know. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, gaming news.
So, cool stuff that's going on. So, starting with the stories that we did talk about.
Yeah. So the culling, I love emergent gameplay like this. I love it.
There's a story about this. I think it's either on Kotaku or on Polygon that I really suggest you read, because some of the stories that people were telling about it were like downright like wholesome, like really got you right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they talk about like these people they're like, we're just gonna set up a shop where we just have the stuff out there. And, they had problems with people, like, coming in and ganking them and killing them and stuff. And then these two people came in and realized what they were doing, and just did the trading.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went out and they realized that these two people who had come and done the trading are actually then went out and stood guard in front of the door, like, totally unprompted.
That's so cool.
For other people. And so the idea of, like you working on doing whatever, making bandages or crafting stuff, and then the other person that they really had worked out this thing in the middle of like the Hunger Games.
Yep.
It's like you're not.
DCU says, sorry, this is unrelated to the news, but I'm considering making some cross-stitched LRR quotes as Desert Bus 10 crafts. That sounds sweet. What quotes do you think would make good cross-stitch samplers? I don't know. Do you want like one from each person?
There's
you could ask everyone to pick one of their own. I'd have to go look at mine.
Yeah, the Lurbot,
because there's a database on the Lurbot site.
Yeah, that might be the best place to look.
Yeah.
The important thing is to make sure that they work outside of
context. Yeah.
Which can sometimes be a problem with the quotes. But
yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know anything about the culling as a game, but I love the idea of people actually sort of working. Like I saw, some people in like the comments and stuff being like, "You're not playing the game right."
So the second story was the itch.io or itch.io. They've said they don't care how you pronounce it. Storefront app on Steam Greenlight.
Mm-hmm.
So it is serious. They did launch it on April Fool's Day because they knew it would be funny. Like that was an intentional choice by them. Also, the trailer on Steam Greenlight is like the ASMR trailer. So it's just like, okay, now we're gonna take a look at the itch.io storefront. And then he like rustles a bunch of paper in the background.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's really weird. I don't know how loud that was. I apologize if it was too loud.
It's an interesting idea, though. Because you sort of forget that Steam does have there's like the Steam Games thing, and there's like the Steam App Store.
Yeah.
Where there's theoretically are just like apps.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that aspect of Steam hasn't really taken off.
Yeah.
But theoretically, there's like non-game just apps and stuff, and so I guess it would fit in there. Although they've said that at least the first version is you're not actually going to be able to like buy stuff, because like opening Steam and to then go into itch.io and pay money to do stuff seems very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean Steam would get a cut of the itch.io money? I don't know. It's very silly.
So yeah, the April Fool's prank from CS:GO YouTuber McSkillet.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
like you watch the video and it's totally believable. It's amazingly believable. And then he's like, all right, signing off. And it plays his end tag. And then it comes back and it's like, by the way, lol, April Fools, y'all got pranked. That was nothing. But I am doing a giveaway in the comments, so go check that out. That part's not a prank, but the other thing was a
Yeah.
prank. And it's just like, believe me, we experienced this. People don't watch the whole video before they do something.
And it's the
I don't know how many times, especially for podcasts, which granted podcasts are much longer than this guy's video, but for our podcasts, there'll be a comment that's like, this thing that you said is wrong. And then another comment from that same person. Oh, I see that you addressed that 2 minutes later. And it's like,
yeah, the like putting the timestamp of when the person commented on a YouTube comment, I think would be an interesting thing to do.
mm-hmm.
But I love that this, like, to me, this is actually like a real old school April Fool's prank.
Yeah.
This isn't like a big company being like, look, we're gonna produce this product that's really stupid.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, it's like, or it isn't like, we're gonna do a bunch of other, or we're gonna go out of business. Oh no, it turns out we're not, or whatever. All the like dumb YouTube or the sort of internet April Fool's stuff.
Yeah.
This is like a real April Fool's prank in that it was a thing that actually, that was supposed to fool people, and it did. Except it was so. And it's like the person, it's not like the guy works for Blizzard or works for Valve or something. So he made like a whole ton of money off of fooling these people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the video, it says that it was a fake thing. So really, you have yourself to blame if you
Yup.
fell for it.
The XCOM mod sounds sweet. This was actually the culling story in this one Kathleen wrote. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. The Fire Emblem eugenics is sort of how that game ends up going.
Well, it's less like eugenics and more just like aggressive matchmaking.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like actively stop people from having children.
I guess
you're just
not.
like,
Well, but
you too.
the only people
together.
that you know have children are the ones that you're
right.
dealing with,
Maybe
right?
other people are having kids.
I guess so, yeah.
But you kind of force them put like you kiss.
Yeah. And then the WoW the WoW server is like, that sucks because that was a popular server, but it is the same sort of thing where it's like, because I mentioned at the end, it's like we're doing an HD remake of popular game in Source Engine, and it's like, okay, that sounds sweet, but like so many cool, like, we're doing an HD remake of blah, and
so many and really
and they have no reason to say no, so why would it be a problem? And it's like
really the biggest thing is it's like the lost like potential.
Yeah.
It's like all these really smart people, incredibly awesome creative people will be working on whatever, like a remake of some video game. And it's like, wow, you people are really talented programmers. You will never make this game. It's a shame that if you changed a couple of the sprites, it would be fine.
I mean, yeah, because there was I'm sure you're thinking of this, there was the fighting game that was My Little Pony. Right? And apparently it was a cool fighting game, but they put My Little Pony characters in it. And it's like, why would you think that Hasbro would be okay with that? Because they were convinced. They were like, there's no problem with this. This is totally, like, it's a fan thing.
Yeah.
And it's totally, we respect the characters and everything. It's like, yeah, you're still putting their stuff into a fighting game. And no matter who are fans of it, the target for that game is little girls, or for the show. And it's like, what are you doing?
And even if it was just making the thing, it's still somebody else's copyright property, right?
Yeah.
All this stuff goes, and it's like, just because somebody hasn't, there's a great there's actually a great talk, I think it was a TED talk or talk at one of these developer conferences. A guy was talking about there was a service called
Lauren
Mixtape.
Yeah, see, that's the problem, Nick the DM, because Lauren Faust thought it was cool and did help them make new characters after the fact, but Lauren Faust doesn't own My Little Pony.
No. She just thinks it's cool.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
But there's a online service called, I think it was mixtape something, and the idea was that you could upload songs and make your own mixtapes.
Right. Sorry. That's the other. Sorry to cut you off again.
Yeah.
That's the other point. Is this perception that because we're not charging for it,
Right.
because we're not making money from it, it's fine. And
Yeah.
it's like that's also not true. So sorry.
But so there's this thing called mixtape, and so the idea you could upload songs and make mixtapes of them. And it went on for quite a while.
I think when you do that,
With the idea being that the idea is that you're uploading your own songs, and using them, right? So
Yeah.
it's sort of a fair use thing, maybe. Anyway, the guy was in negotiations with some of the RIAA and all this kind of stuff, and it totally, it got sued, or not sued, but he had to stop it and sort of thing. And he gave this talk and talking about being like, do not make an audio service, like streaming service or a audio remixing service or anything like that. It's like, just don't do it. He's like, I'm here to, people ask me, like how do you work with me? It's like the amount of lost developer hours on people making these really amazing ideas that are just going to get hit from, the orbital laser cannon of thing. It's like, it's just don't do it. Like that's the difficult part of making the next Netflix or, streaming service is not the technology behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that's what we're stuck with right now.
Yeah.
Orbital lawyer cannon, yeah.
The orbital lawyer cannon. All right, other stories.
Yes.
A canceled Beavis and Butthead arcade game, a stand-up cabinet of a canceled Beavis and Butthead arcade game was recently unearthed, and they had to buy a 3DO to make it run.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah, it was based on this arcade game was based on like the stuff inside the cabinet was like a 3DO.
Yeah.
And it, there's when the Beavis and Butthead Do America and a bunch of stuff, there was a surge in popularity, but I guess it didn't surge quite enough. And so there's like, maybe, I think there's like 10 cabinets of this that were made. And apparently they've shown up at like gaming conventions and stuff.
Mm-hmm. This was from 1996.
But they've shown up at like gaming conventions and stuff. So there's this weird, because they're in this weird area where the game was made and there's cabinets made, but it was never distributed.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had taken on this kind of mythic quality, right? It's like, I swear I played this game at this convention. They had a stand-up of a Beavis and Butthead game. People are like, no, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're making it up. There's a secret, sort of, in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! 29 years later. Basically, what someone has figured out is that... So there's a one-punch knockout of Honda, one of the bosses in the game, but you have to know exactly when to do it, and it's just sort of like people have kind of like figured out where the frame is based on how many frames or whatever. But someone's discovered that there's an in-game cue, which is that one little head in the audience. There's a guy in the audience who, because the audience all sort of like they bob their heads around and jiggle and everything. There's one little guy who doesn't move, except he like ducks for like 2 frames when you have to do the punch. And someone's just discovered this.
I feel like now people are just going to be like going through with like the fine-tooth comb, trying to see if there are like cues for the other guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I totally did that because that's that's done in a lot of different. They do fun stuff like that in games often.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have like something like a cue in the background or something.
Yeah.
But usually, it's if not explicit, it's like semi known. But the fact that this was 29 years that nobody had actually bothered to look to notice it.
Yeah. Quantum Break is apparently kind of cool. I'm looking forward to playing it because I do like the stuff that Remedy makes. But the PC version has some problems. Eurogamer's Digital Foundry did this big breakdown. We couldn't figure out how to make this into a succinct, like, funny story, but
basically, if you want to play Quantum Break, do not get the PC version.
yeah. It's so because of course it was done through Microsoft because this game is out for Xbox One and Windows, but specifically the Universal Windows platform. Remember that thing that people were talking about recently? Remember how they got rid of Games for Windows Live because everyone hated it and it was a terrible idea, and then they introduced this new, different but same terrible, equally idea. So yeah, the PC port is apparently shocking that a PC port has problems. But like one of the things that I find most amusing is that it can only hit 5/6 of a refresh rate of the monitor. So if you have a 60 hertz monitor, it can only go 50. They don't know why. Like the people at Digital Foundry don't know why. You can lock it at 30 frames a second, but it doesn't like work that properly, so the performance isn't as good as it is on Xbox One. And because of the Universal Windows platform, UWP games don't do true full screen. They do a borderless full screen sized window, so they can't take the whole graphics processing.
So basically, you're always running any UWP games are always running in what is technically windowed mode.
Yeah.
Which is pretty lame.
So
plus they're like running in this sort of a sandbox environment, so you can't do any mods to them. You can't do any like looking at the files. Apparently, there isn't like an exe file that you can do, so you can't like integrate it into your Steam library. It's just kind of poopy.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, and you can't disable VSync either.
Right. A Microsoft spokesman says, "We are aware of the issues that have been reported and are working diligently with our partners to look into them. We'll providing more details in the future."
See, but like people like and they talk about this like the stuff for instance like the frame rate stuff.
Yeah.
There are pieces of software out there right now that will fix that, but they don't work because it's in the UWP sandbox. If it was a normal game, like just users could have fixed that by now.
Mm-hmm.
But because basically the UWP basically makes it so it's your have all the worst parts about being on a PC in that some of your hardware isn't going to be compatible. This game in particular runs much better on AMD graphics cards than on NVIDIA graphics cards. All that kind of stuff, plus a really expensive thing. Then you have all the disadvantages of it being on a console, being that you can't do any changes to it, you can't mod it, you have to, you're reliant on the developers to come up with an update to fix any problems. It's the blurst.
Hey. So a while ago, we reported on the Square Enix Collective, which was sort of a crowdfunding initiative through Square Enix. I actually think we reported on this because they announced this like 2 years ago. And the idea was that the Square Enix Collective partnered with Indiegogo, which, by the way, is not the case anymore because this new thing is on Kickstarter, to support indie games in a way that basically helps make them happen from like a marketing and production support, and then also that Square gets some money out of it.
And we also, as we talked about previously, it's explicitly licensing.
Yeah. Then a year ago, they announced that they were offering up some old Eidos IPs that indie devs could license through the Collective, specifically Gex, Anachronox, and Fear Effect. And now Sushi Games, SUSHEE, has announced that they are bringing a new top-down isometric Fear Effect game to Kickstarter tomorrow, actually. It's called Fear Effect Sedna, and I was a fan of Fear Effect, so I'm pretty into this.
Yeah.
I can show you some of the trailer, in fact. Isn't that how Life is Strange got made? Is it? I did not know that. I can't show you because it's on the other computer. But anyway, I can put the link into chat.
We can do it.
Anyway, check that out.
And you can't even do
And
that.
I'm not even logged in. Why am I not logged in?
Because this computer doesn't usually chat.
This computer chats all the time.
The blurst.
There. Okay, we got there.
Yay! Okay. So yeah, as people mentioned in the chat, it's a good burn on Gex. It's like, it's weird. Nobody's really gone for that license. Must have been just slipped their minds.
Yeah. Who was the voice of Gex? Is it like Dana Carvey or someone?
Really? I had no idea.
Dana Gould.
Oh. Dana Gould, cool.
Yeah.
Much cooler than Dana Carvey. Not good to get those mixed up.
I'm sorry. I just knew it was Dana someone.
Dana Gould is an awesome
How many
stand-up
comedians are
comedian.
named Dana? 2.
Oh yeah, and I guess the last one here, Guilty Gear, the new Guilty Gear game that's coming out, which is called I forget.
Wait.
Guilty Gear
Guild
I forget.
Gear Zerd Revelator.
Really? Oh yeah. XRD.
Zerd.
They're like, we actually have forgotten how many we've lost count of how many Guilty Gears we made.
Literally lost count.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Zerd.
the new Guilty Gear. So it's a game that's available. It's slightly old school in that it's available on in arcade form. And now they're releasing it on I think PC and console. I think.
Yes.
And so, but what they're doing is it's not actually out. Like they're doing an updated release for it. It's gonna have a new single player campaign. 'Cause of course, you don't really have a single player campaign in a arcade setup, and they're gonna add new characters and stuff. But anybody who pre-orders it, they're just gonna give them the arcade version that's done and has been in arcades for a while. They're just like, hey, you can play this.
Yeah.
While we wait for, like, it's sort of like how Green Light should be. Or it's like, we've got this part of it done. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's done, and it was in arcades.
So.
Yeah, XRD. So they don't know. They don't know how many they made, but
They think it might be 3.
yeah, they've narrowed it down to something that ends at a 3.
33rd? 53rd. The 53rd Guilty Gear game. We'll go with that. Why not? Oh boy.
Yeah, it's like we had the number on the blackboard, and then somebody erased it, but there's the 3 at the end, so we're pretty sure it's a 3 number.
Yeah. Guilty Gear 2 wasn't even a proper fighting game. I understand the reluctance to stick with numeric sequels. Was it not? I don't know. I've not played them. I don't know. What are Guilty Gears? I don't know, but they're really guilty.
I mean, I don't know anything about fighting games and stuff, but Guilty Gear looks really cool.
It does.
I mean, that's one of the best things about Guilty Gear is amazing sprite animations and stuff.
Time to do the welcomings.
The welcoming shall commence.
Oh wait,
No, wait, hold.
I just realized all these widgets were still off.
Oh, how embarrassing.
No, not that. Why is this still here?
I don't know. In case we need it. Why is the thing that says butt still there?
Oh yeah.
It's always good to have that warning just in our
yeah.
back pocket. Who knows what could happen?
Wait.
You have to click on it.
I am. Oh, you have to click on the actual text.
Mm.
All right. What we got going on here? Phoenix Melior with a 24-month resub. 2 years from Phoenix Melior. Thank you. Moose-Filled Cat with an 18-month resub. Welcome back, Moose-Filled Cat. Thank you.
Delicious.
Flickers1, a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Flickers1. Thank you so much. Papper Slappin' with a 27-month resub. Welcome back, Papper Slappin'. Tino Didrikson with a 6-month resub. Welcome back, Tino Didrikson. 38911 basic bytes free.
Nice.
38,911 basic bytes free with a 2-month resub. Welcome back and thank you for
Deep cut.
2 months of support. Craddock with a 5-month resub. Crad0K. Thank you so much for your continued support. Space Potato 01. 9-month resub. Welcome back, Space Potato.
Welcome to Earth.
Ekim 3000 with a 27-month resub. Welcome back, Ekim 3000. Nadriachi, 18-month resub. Welcome back, Nadriachi. Mayari with a 14-month resub. Welcome back, Nayari. Jarl of Sweden with a 24-month resub. 2 years from the Jarl of Sweden. Give my regards to all your stuff. Can't Wear Hats. All your stuff in Sweden. With a 32-month resub. Welcome back, Can't Wear Hats.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Lord Zabu with a 32-month resub. Lord Zabu, thank you.
Couple of 32s. Nice.
Thank you for subscribing. Starshock 2002 with a 28-month resub. Starshock 2002. Thank you for subscribing. Chainsaw Suit. What? That's why people said Chris was around. Chainsaw Suit. Chris, thank you for subscribing and welcome to the channel.
Or somebody pretending to be
Or someone
Chris.
pretending to be Chris. No, that is his channel.
Regardless.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you at PAX East. Mike Smith 916 with a 20-month resub. Welcome back 916 Smith Mike. Thank you, Mike Smith 916. Astravex with an 11-month resub.
And who's also a hamburger, apparently.
According to this thing, yeah. Yay, Chris. 11-month resub from Astravex. Thank you so much for 11 months of support. Squirrel Earl. The Earl of
Nice.
Squirrels. With a 5-month resub. Welcome back, Squirrel Earl.
Right. Yeah, is he the one, is he the Earl in charge of squirrels?
Or just a Squirrel Earl.
Or
a squirrel named Earl.
Or a squirrel named Earl? Or a squirrel who happens to be an Earl?
Any of these things are possible.
Yeah.
He's a squirrel. He's the Earl of Essex, but he's also a squirrel.
Yeah. It's
Does really good work.
the family tree got really
A
complicated.
lot of new bylaws about nuts.
Yeah.
But everyone's okay with it because they do so well with economically.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pug Iron with
He has surprisingly innovative social policies.
Pug Iron with a 27-month resub.
Also, apparently the Earl is the one who comes up who actually governs the place.
I don't know. Pug Iron with a 27-month resub. Thank you so much, Pug Iron, for 27 months of support. Sweet Pete's Neat Beat Meat with a 6-month resub. Welcome back, Sweet Pete's Neat Beat Meat. Thank you for
Nice.
support. Toad Air Marshal with that looks like a Bucky O'Hare avatar with a 2-month resub. Welcome back, Toad Air Marshal. Wazer 3000. I've got a Wather. A Wather 3000 with a 2-month resub. Welcome back, Wather 3000. Thank you so much. And Adam, that means something, doesn't it? That's an acronym or an initialism, right?
You
YMHMI. Your mileage has many inputs. Nope, can't do it. Adam, the 3-month resub, thank you so much. Really appreciate your continued support.
Adam Yimihi.
Adamy Mihmi. Yeah, Adamy Mihmi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. I see
I'm Googling this now.
Rebellious Uno is in the chat there. I want to say we have received your package this morning. I picked it up at the post office this morning. Thank you very much. We need to get some filters.
You might have missed it.
Ah.
Yes.
Adam, you might have missed it.
I should have known that.
Yeah. You don't need to Google things. You can just wait and the chat will tell you.
Has someone said it? Oh, yeah. Wonderful Glory said it. There we go. Got there.
Also, presumably, he would say it too.
Oh, right.
Oh, I just say it, but it's much more fun to watch you puzzle it out.
Fair enough.
I feel like that's something that we've done previous.
Yeah. Well, you see, Original Skyboss, that's why we have a P.O. box now.
Mm.
I love tea, Uno. Thank you.
Yeah,
I do drink tea. I don't often drink tea here, but that's because we don't often have tea here.
And
we have
this
some-
is not just tea. It is Mass Effect themed tea.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know if it's like what the tea that character would be drinking, or whether it's like based on the personality of that character, or what that
Orange
character,
Pico calibrations.
or if what that character would taste like if you dried them and ground them up and turned them into tea. It's unclear.
Earl Hanar.
Guilty Gear, Guilty
No,
Gear
no, no.
X, Guilty Gear X2,
Hanar breakfast.
Guilty Gear Double X. Oh, I see.
Wait. So Guilty Gear X, X2, XX, and then Xrd.
Xrd.
What?
So it's not even the third X one. It's the fourth X one.
I don't understand.
It should be X.
How do we get the P.O. box? We're going to put that somewhere where people can see it, because now that it's not like where we are, we can actually like make that sort of public. So if you desperately need it for something, you can tweet at us.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be putting it more publicly.
Yeah. Helps for hats.
Especially-
Kunari Oolong. That's a good one.
Very small.
Kosith Roibos. Nice. I'm Commander Shepard. This is my favorite tea on the Citadel. That's hard to fit on
On a T.
on like a package, but yeah. So, this is the
Oh, there it is, yes.
Shepard Assam, Kaiden Mocha Nut Mate, Anderson Hazelnut, Tally Earl Grey Lavender. Ooh, Earl Grey Lavender, actually.
I'm pretty excited about
Garrus Chocolate, Oriental Spice Hazelnut, Kasumi Earl Grey Moonlight Cream, Moonlight Jasmine. Interesting.
I like the I'm excited about the
So
the
weird.
Shepherd, I think.
Assam Melody Gunpowder Blood Orange.
Yeah, that sounds real tasty to me.
Huh.
But we it's loose leaf, so we got to get some filters, but it'll be sweet.
I'm going to say this is a weird idea for tea. I like it.
It's like
I'm looking forward to trying them.
There's the
but
whole
this is a weird. I
there's the
wouldn't
whole
be
thing
like,
with like
Mass
you know
Effect.
like makeups.
I'm gonna make tea.
Like makeups inspired.
Oh, yeah.
by, like it's like this is that's like a big thing now.
Did you see the Photoshop going around of Star Wars Rouge One? Because people were misspelling the hashtag.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was like 63,000 tweets about Rogue One, and then like 3,000 or something about Rouge One, and
Yeah.
people were like, oh, and so they were doing like lipstick and stuff. The Star Wars Rouge One.
I played a fairly extensive D&D game, in which one of my party companions was a Rouge.
It just read.
He had misspelled it on a sheet, and we made fun of him incessantly for it. All right. Well,
I think that's it
I think
for checkpoint for
that
today.
is all the points that needed to be checked. Wait. Yeah, I checked,
Yep.
and that's all the checking that needed to be done.
There was a point there,
Yeah.
but I checked it just now.
All right.
Good. Glad we got there. Oh yeah, I guess we can. Dink.
The welcoming is over now. You are no longer welcome,
No.
subscribers.
No, indeed, you very much are, especially to all of you actually. But welcome to the channel, to the new subs, and welcome back to the resubs, and to any new followers that popped up here once I remembered to turn on the widget. 'Cause
Yay.
I didn't turn on the widget. The time for welcoming is over. So in about 50 minutes' time is Paul with Things on My Stream.
Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
Yes.
Gonna level with you. Not good.
The Fate of Atlantis.
The Fate of Atlantis wasn't very positive.
Ah, darn.
Yeah, which was a surprise to me because I thought Atlantis was, fine.
I think what I remember most about that game is how you played the opening title sequence.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I did
That's
that-
super awesome.
I played that part more than any other part.
Yeah,
There, see, it works. Boop.
Yeah, the
The game is good. The Fate of Atlantis,
It's-
could be better.
Let's just say that their basements might be a little bit flooded.
Mm-hmm.
They yeah, they probably are going to need to at least put things up on tables and stuff.
Troniak tries to say LRR doesn't care about you anymore with a Kappa face, obviously, but spells it LLR. So,
Whatever that place is, they don't care about you anymore.
yep.
Sorry about that.
Loading lumpy run. They need to get checked.
Yeah, there's going to be some serious water damage.
Yep.
Their insurance is like,
GCU
We
says,
don't
I
cover
distinctly remember
flooding."
getting stuck on Crete because I couldn't find one of the freaking points you have to stand on to take the bearings of the bull's horns. Oh. Rough.
no, I didn't have too much problem with that. I did get kind of stuck in one area, but we got through it.
That's true. We may not care about you anymore, but LLR never cared about you.
It's true.
So at least we cared briefly.
There's the part where you're like guiding you're driving a submarine around, which is pretty cool. You're like,
I like that.
go forward, go backward. You're like, boom, and you can go up and down and all this stuff. And you're trying to find like the entrance to the Atlantis place. And so, I was like going back and forth, and it's like, where the hell? This is just ocean bottom. I don't get where I'm supposed to go. That looks like an interesting thing that might be part of it, but it's like in the foreground, and I can't get to it. And I'm like, what the And then I like go over, and then there's like a little teeny like black square on the thing that I realize is actually supposed to be like an entrance to like a thing. And then it's the thing where you're like, move the mouse over it, and then the whole thing pops up being like, entrance. You're like, oh, what the fucking... Apparently the solution was to just like scrub with your mouse over the stuff and wait.
I
till
did watch you
something
trying to
popped
land a
up.
balloon once.
Yeah, the landing of the balloon is tricky.
It's like, do you want to walk off into the endless desert? I'm like, no, I don't.
Yes.
I guess I'll get back in the balloon. Thanks, game. Anyway. All right. So, go away briefly, but then don't go away.
And then
In
go away briefly
50
and then
minutes.
and then cease going away.
Cease going away and come back for Paul playing Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
Whee!
Bye, everybody. Wait, I can't do anything with this mouse. That's all you.
Wait. Ha!
Got there.